Of course there's tactics and all that, but if you get bogged down in those details, you'll never take action. That's why it's start messy. That's why ready is a lie. That's why you punch fear in the face and you press record. That's why your first videos are your worst videos.
When it comes to making your best videos yet, there's actually 5 things that are holding you back. And in this episode, we are going right at it. This is probably my favorite episode so far on the Think Media podcast because we are crushing all the excuses. My name is Heather Torres, and you're listening to the Think Media podcast, the #1 podcast to help you grow your influence on YouTube and then turn that influence into a high impact and high profit online business. And today is a no miss episode. You're going to want to make sure that you listen to the entire thing because Sean is bringing the fire. I don't want to wait too long, so let's jump into the featured content and then talk about it afterwards.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Now Taxes is having a TurboTax expert who does your taxes from start to finish. While you check in anytime. And get the most money back on your time. Now this is Taxes.
Introducing the Aluminum Collection, where luxury meets function. With a secure zipless frame, diamond quilted interior, and whisper quiet wheels. Shop now at monos.com.
What's up and welcome back to the Think Media podcast. Sean Cannell here, and I'm super fired up for this episode, but I need to warn you, you got to buckle your seatbelt because I hope that sometimes you get great tactics on this podcast. At other times you get encouragement on this podcast, but today you're going to probably get a little called out on this podcast because there's 5 things that I see that hurt YouTube creators' success. I see these 5 things that hurt entrepreneurs' success and hold them back. And because I'm obsessed with helping you win, I can't be silent about these things. And so know that this is coming in a spirit of love, but sometimes you might need to hear a little tough love. And these are deadly traps that keep people from growing on YouTube. And I've got 5 of them. Let's get right into it. Number 1, complaining. You need to stop complaining. Like, complaining is a hindrance to you. And I see so many creators spend so much energy complaining. Listen, complaining is not a strategy. It is not helping you to just talk about how hard things are, how bad things are. There's maybe a time where you vent to your friends, but even that energy, that's not helping you grow your channel. Because think about it, you need to be creating, not complaining. You'd be surprised how many people will spend time in Discord, on Clubhouse, in the comments, in emails, even on Talk with Think or whatever. Again, just talking about how hard things are and how bad their situation is. And I'm not trying to come with a lack of empathy today, but I'm here to tell you that complaining is a hindrance. You can either be creating or complaining. You can't do both. And so many people get held back by complaining. Not only that, complaining is a turnoff if you ever want to build something of significance. We never follow leaders that just complain all the time. We follow people who look for solutions, don't just amplify and identify the problems. And when you're complaining, you are actually making sometimes small issues bigger, as opposed to thinking about the possibilities, not the problems. I want to encourage you, if you want to trigger growth and get unstuck, challenge yourself. Try to not complain this week. Shoot, that's a long time. Try to just go a day without complaining and focusing on the possibilities. And I believe you will trigger growth and escape the deadly trap of complaining. The second one is over-consuming. Yeah. While you're listening to the Think Media podcast, I'm like telling you to stop listening to content. You know what? Maybe finish these 5 tips and then get to work. But one trap that gets a lot of YouTube creators stuck in is you keep watching videos on YouTube. You spend all these hours on Clubhouse rooms listening to people talk. You're watching all this content. You're watching this person, that person. You're over consuming and you're not creating the videos that you need to create. If you want to know one of the major secrets to succeeding on YouTube, here's what it is. You have to actually post videos on YouTube. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Like, I mean, I know that you come here for the advanced stuff. There you go. If you want to succeed on YouTube, post videos on YouTube. But if you're consuming all the time, then you are not posting. If you're consuming all the time, then you're not creating. I want to challenge you to create more than you consume. Is there a time to learn? Of course. Lifelong leaders are lifelong learners. I consume content all the time. Like I just like you probably. I know that it's smart to be smart and to get wisdom and to learn and to sharpen the axe and to learn from others and even at times to study the competition. But here's the test, friend. Are you over consuming? Have you been watching way too much YouTube? Or did you just get distracted and said, forget YouTube, I've just been on a Disney Plus, HBO Max, Amazon Prime, Hulu binge. I've just been jumping between the four. I've been all over the place. And if you stop and reduce your level of consumption and focus that energy, now you're not complaining, and now you're creating even more. The momentum that you're going to get on YouTube is after you post your next best video. The growth you're going to get on YouTube is on the other side of you posting your next best video. Stop the overconsumption and amp up your creation. Number 3 is excuses. Excuses. Excuses are a deadly trap that keep you stuck. Listen, you can always find an excuse. You can find a reason too. You can either find a reason or you can find an excuse. You don't want to be known as somebody who's like amazing at coming up with excuses. You know what I mean? Like what's like their greatest skill? Like they are just phenomenal at coming up with excuses. Like no noble person was ever encouraged in that way. It is not a skill set. You might have that skill set. Your kids probably have that skill set. Man, they're so remarkable at coming up with excuses. Benjamin Franklin put it this way: he that is good at making excuses is seldom good for anything else. You can either have excuses or you can have results. You can't have both. George Washington put it this way: 99% of failures come from people who have the habit of making excuses. This is all an energy game. You can give your energy to complaining. You could give your energy to watching what everybody else is doing and comparing yourself and looking at what everybody else is doing and watching and over-consuming. And you can give your energy to excuses. There's something about sitting down. If you audit your conversation, audit the vibe of the people you hang out with, audit the vibe of the Clubhouse rooms you're in, audit the vibe of the way in your energy and comments. If you're investing all of this energy,
gold standard.
Gold dust.
Pot of gold.
Solid gold.
You're worth your weight in gold. Golden boy, golden girl, golden goose, golden egg, golden age, golden ticket, golden opportunity. Is it just me or is there some kind of clue here?
Describe me.
Complicated.
Loud, bossy, sassy. Then I'll ask you to do something interesting.
It's a little much.
Thank you.
Okay, fine. It's pretty good. Thank you.
Let's feel better on me.
Okay.
Definitely taking videos.
in excuses, then you're not investing energy in creating. Are you getting enough tough love yet? I want you to hear my heart. I want you to win. And I just see way too many people get held back by just making excuses. If you really want to do it, you just do it. There's no excuses. If you really want to do it, just do it. In fact, don't talk about it. Talk less, do more. one of the pet peeves as a rabbit trail that's kind of on the same theme is people who declare what they're about to do. A lot of people who are just, I'm going to start a YouTube channel. I'm going to launch a new project. Why don't you go launch the project instead of saying you're going to launch the project? And then, why haven't you uploaded lately? I don't know, man. The economy. Like, what does the economy have to do with you uploading or not? Like, if you've got the tools and the internet connections to, I was busy, Well, of course you were. Who's not busy? I just kind of was tired. Of course you're freaking tired, dude. Everyone's tired. Like, life is hard. I got in a fight with my wife. Every couple fights. You got to figure out how to get past. I don't know. The competition is other people that they're posting videos. Yeah, but you're never going to be able to break through unless you start posting videos. Someone already started. I'm thinking about starting my channel, but then I just saw someone else, and you're making excuses. Stop the madness and stop the excuses. If you want momentum, excuses are going to drag you down and slow you down. Which brings us to number 4. Overthinking. Yeah. Overthinking. 5 deadly traps that keep you from growing on YouTube. Overthinking. Man, how real is this? So many people we get to coach and encourage and connect with, their overthinking is like their superpower. Like, it's like, well, what if, should I name my channel this, or this? And should I start on a Tuesday or a Wednesday or a Friday? Should I upload 5 videos in the first week and then 1 video a week? And I'm like, dude, who cares? Just post a video. Yeah, but like, should the video be 5 minutes, 8 minutes, 10 minutes, or 12 minutes? Dude, you're freaking overthinking. Of course there's tactics and all that, but if you get bogged down in those details, you'll never take action. That's why it's start messy. That's why ready is a lie. That's why you punch fear in the face and you press record. That's why your first videos are your worst videos. Yeah, but like, should my first video be about me, or should it be like a product review, or should my first do them all? Do what? Please do something. Yeah, but like, what should I, it's kind of like summer now. Maybe I should like wait until it's back to school to post no, do both. Take freaking action. Stop pondering and start posting. Okay? Stop procrastinating and start posting. My friend John Acuff has a new book, highly recommended. It's called Soundtracks. It's about overthinking. And of course, we always drop resources in the show notes. Overthinking isn't a personality trait. It's the sneakiest form of fear. Yeah. Really what overthinking is fear. This is from John Acuff's book. It steals time, it steals creativity, and it steals your goals. It's a deadly trap. Your fear is manifesting in, I don't know, like, it's like raining today. Maybe I shouldn't shoot a video. You're shooting the video inside. Yeah, I just like saw that maybe the stock market, dude, who cares about the stock market? Post your video. Yeah, but like, I'm not very good on camera. Either was I. So post some bad videos to get to your good videos. Yeah, but like, what if a meteorite that I saw on Joe Rogan, like, actually hits the planet in 2 months from now? Because if it does, then the 2 months of me posting YouTube videos won't matter, because mankind will be extinct from the meteorite that might hit the... Well, of course, okay. Then it won't really matter, will it? So you might as well just post videos anyways. If you have any ambition at all to start YouTube, then freaking start YouTube and stop overthinking. Are you getting anything out of this video yet? We got one more, but these are reasons you stay stuck. And I hope that you hear my heart. I want you to win. Complaining is not helping you. Over-consuming is not helping you. Excuses are not helping you. And overthinking is not helping you. The 5th one, and this is one of the most insidious enemies of all, this is a deadly trap, is the trap of comparison. Man, comparison is the thief of joy, right? Don't compare your beginning. John Acuff said this, don't compare your beginning to somebody else's middle. A huge reason why we stay stuck and even over-consuming is we get into this loop. Let me know if you can relate. You start watching some YouTube videos because you're doing reconnaissance, right? You're overthinking. You're also procrastinating and you're making excuses to post because I need to learn more still. I need to study my niche more. I need to like look at what's happening. Okay, so now you're watching, but now you're starting to compare. Now you're like, oh my gosh, she's just like such a better talker than me. Like he just seems to know his stuff better than me. Shoot, man, now I found like 10 personal finance channels. Why should I start a personal finance channel? Like, so now you're comparing yourself to everybody else. So you're in this loop of overconsumption and you're comparing yourself to everything you're consuming, further stealing your own confidence from actually posting your own video. So then you're like, man, I need to get off YouTube. So you get on Instagram and start swiping and comparing yourself. Now you're comparing your life, you're comparing your kids, you're comparing your situation, you're comparing yourself to people who are starting, people who haven't started. You're making up scenarios because you don't even really know what's going on in anybody's life. You don't know what's going on in their YouTube channel. You don't know why they're getting views, why they go viral. Maybe they had a bunch of money and someone actually paid for ads on their video. You're making up scenarios to reduce yourself and to put others on pedestals, and in this loop of comparison, which is robbing your energy and keeping you stuck. It's a deadly trap. The goal here is to create and to not compare. And if you see a theme of what is the response to any of these, is to not complain, but to create instead and to post videos. To not overconsume content, but to make sure you create more than you consume. To not sit around and architect your excuses, but to architect your next piece of content and your next YouTube video and to post that instead. To not overthink and stay planning your video forever, but to stop researching at some point and then to actually press record and create the video, and to not spend time wandering through every single social media channel just comparing yourself to everybody else, but turning off the comparison and turning up the creation and posting the video. I hope that after this episode, you are motivated to kill these deadly traps and these enemies, and to just keep posting videos, to put blinders on, to put your head down, and to say, I'm making a decision today that I'm not going to let these energy vampires drain my emotional strength, drain my confidence, drain my feelings of myself, that I need the confidence and the bravery and the energy I need to even create content. I'm not going to give it away any longer, and I'm going to stay focused and create the content that I need to create. Never forget that your energy is limited. You only have so much. And you got to give some to yourself. You got to give some to your family. You got to give some to your kids. You got to give some to your studies. You got to give some to your job. Man, the energy you have left over to create the YouTube content you need to create and to build your YouTube empire, man, it's limited. So you got to protect it. And if you're wasting it, it's no surprise that you have no energy left at the end of everything else. And it's not because of your kids, and it's not because of your family, although those are probably influencing it. No, it's because on top of all that, you're giving your energy to overconsumption, excuses, overthinking, comparison, and complaining. So channel it instead into creating your next best video, and I promise you, friend, you're going to experience a whole nother level of momentum on YouTube when you get away from these deadly traps and you go all in on creating your next best video.
If you're feeling stressed, quitting smoking may seem impossible, but free support from the Illinois Tobacco Quit Line can increase your chance of quitting successfully. Having anxiety can make it harder to quit, so let's make a quit plan. Call now.
Planning your dream vacation? The new Microsoft 365 with Copilot helps you stay right on budget so you can take the trip of a lifetime. Introducing Microsoft 365 with Copilot. More power to you.
Whew, all right, Coach Sean was here, and I hope that was something that encouraged you, even though it was hard to hear sometimes. You know, for me specifically, it's things like comparison that hold me back, but I am for sure an overthinker. I want to think through the entire process. I want to overthink the video that I'm doing, and I just have to punch fear in the face and press record. I was even challenged this week where Sean said, Heather, you should just make this video. And instantly when he said that, I had 10 things in my head as to what I needed to think about or what I needed to do before that video could be this magic word, perfect. And perfectionism is holding us back. The overthinking of these videos is holding us back from creating great work. So a lot of times, most of the time, hear me, friend, you just need to do the work. You just got to get the videos out because you need to be creating a lot of content to become great at creating content. Even us doing this podcast here, me actually doing the intro to this podcast, I messed up several times, but it's just knowing that you can just get back up and get going again. So I hope that this episode brought you value. And if you liked this episode, please make sure to subscribe here to the podcast, as well as leave a comment if you're listening on YouTube, and rate and review us over on Apple iTunes. This helps us get this podcast in front of more purpose-driven content creators just like you. We want to help the entire YouTube world learn how to do YouTube right. All the people who want to get on YouTube, we want to help them do that the right way. And so if you want to share this with a friend, that would be helpful. But I would love for you to leave a comment over on Apple iTunes, rate and review, and you might be featured on a future episode. Today's episode feature comes from StreetSoldiers.com. Sean and his team are very genuine and care. You help people grow their business and their audience. Highly recommend. Well, thank you so much for leaving that comment, and I hope to read your comment on a future upcoming episode. Also, if you've not taken our Think Masterclass, make sure you sign up at thinkmasterclass.com, where you can learn the 3 secrets to success on YouTube and learn how to do YouTube right. And at the end of that class, you'll have an opportunity to join us on a deeper level inside of our Video Ranking Academy, the #1 community for YouTubers and online content creators. So make sure you check out that free class and get signed up for Video Ranking Academy if it's right for you. Well, thank you so much for being a part of our Think community. Thank you for listening to this podcast, and I cannot wait to see you in a future episode.
Napoleon had brilliant tactics, but team morale was low. If only Napoleon could gather feedback, upskill, and energize his workforce, today's landmarks would look a whole lot different. Even today, Christina and her team try to keep up with compliance changes in 30 different countries. Thankfully, they now have one partner to do it all. Deal can hire, manage, pay, and develop a global workforce, all while staying compliant.
Live streaming in particular is also a really good format because I feel like it acts as a great complement to other types of content. So like maybe you're an amazing writer and you have a really strong following for a blog or something like that, but your community is always going to want to connect with you in a more meaningful way.
As a brand new content creator, I can remember how scared I was to start live streaming. There's no edits, there's no do-overs, there's no going back. But can I tell you a secret, Think Media Podcast? It was actually the best thing I could have done for my YouTube career. It made me a sharper communicator. It helped me learn how to interact with a virtual audience. And most of all, it helped me get over myself and remember that people don't want perfect. They just want you. My name is Heather Torres, and I am the host of the Think Media Podcast, the #1 podcast to help you grow your influence on YouTube and then turn that influence into a high profit and a high impact YouTube channel. And on today's episode, I'm actually going to interview someone that I think is going to be so beneficial to you if you want to start live streaming. This is the co-founder of one of my favorite softwares, and we're going to be talking about why you should start live streaming, how people are making money from live streaming, and some of my favorite features from one of my favorite softwares that I use almost every single week when I go live. Let's jump into today's featured content with myself and my friend Gage. I'm so excited that you are on the Think Media podcast, and I'm so excited to bring you to the audience because you bring such a wealth of knowledge when it comes to live streaming, because you created a live streaming platform. So real quick, for those who don't know you and don't know the company you created, why don't you just give us a little backstory about who you are and why you created StreamYard?
Absolutely. Thanks so much for having me on the show. Super excited to be here. So yeah, my name's Gage Vanentop. I'm one of the co-founders of a live streaming tool called StreamYard. Our slogan is the easiest way to create professional live streams. So Dan and I, Dan's my co-founder, founded StreamYard back in 2018. And the main reason we decided to build StreamYard is we thought there were really good solutions out there for folks that were pretty tech savvy and that had the know-how to set up a well-produced stream using tools like OBS and having a powerful computer and things like that. But we thought there was a real gap out there for someone that wanted something that was super easy to use and didn't really have the know-how of understanding like bit rates and encoding and things like that. So we figured if we made something that was super simple to use and cloud-based, maybe that same effect that live streaming had on other industries like gaming, where people are pretty technical and able to set up those streams, which live streaming had an amazing effect on that industry. Like gaming has grown a ton because of platforms like Twitch. Maybe we could have that same impact on things that were completely unrelated to gaming, where maybe the audience was not as technical. So that's why we went ahead and built StreamYard.
Yeah, and I feel like, Gage, you created StreamYard for me. You created StreamYard for the Heathers of the world who, exactly like you just said, aren't necessarily tech savvy. You know, I opened OBS when that was kind of like the first thing that came out for live streaming, to be able to do interviews and screen shares and all these things. And it just felt so overwhelming. And when I opened up StreamYard, literally within like 5 minutes, I knew how to use everything. And it was so freeing to me as a content creator to see all the possibilities that can come with live streaming and the ability to do it on the internet and cloud-based and all the things that you guys offer. What is really the opportunity right now? You know, you talked about how live streaming really exploded in the gaming niche, but what is the opportunity right now for everyday content creators, YouTubers using the platform, people who are trying to go live on Facebook, all of those things? What's the live streaming opportunity that you're seeing, and what does it look like for the future?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's beyond just a live streaming opportunity. It's a content opportunity in general. I was reading something where the other day, I think something like 25% of kids now want to be YouTubers rather than like engineers. It's like more common to want to be a YouTuber than an engineer. So more and more people are coming online, and things like live streaming, podcasting, all these different formats are growing at an insane pace. So the best time to start is today, right? Because it's going to continue to grow and grow. Live streaming in particular is also a really good format because I feel like it acts as a great complement to other types of content. So like maybe you're an amazing writer and you have a really strong following for a blog or something like that, but your community is always going to want to connect with you in a more meaningful way. And I think that's a great opportunity for every content creator out there that is maybe not utilizing live streaming today. It's a really awesome way to enhance what you're already doing because people want to see you show up, you know, unedited, unpolished, well, maybe somewhat polished, but in a live format where they can truly engage with you. So I think no matter what kind of content you're doing, you can always layer on live streaming and utilize that to grow your community even faster than what you're already doing.
Yeah, and I love that example, like you said, of a writer who maybe has, you know, the community outside of it, and it's such a good community builder. I've seen so many different types of creators using live stream. What other examples do you have? What kind of niches are you seeing coming to your platform here on StreamYard and utilizing that to grow their influence, grow their income, and really grow their impact in the world?
Oh my gosh, there's a ton, and it's grown. The different use cases have grown so much over time, especially with the pandemic and everything, and so many people coming online. In the early days, it was definitely tons of course creators, where people would essentially have a course they were selling, be building up an email list, and essentially use live streaming on a regular basis to build their authority and give useful information to people on social media who would then become part of their community. But over time, it's grown a ton. So now there's so many really interesting ones. Fitness has been pretty cool, where I've seen basically instructors will have people on as guests doing sort of like a workout class together and broadcast that out on social with a similar idea, the idea to just get more subscriptions and more attention on their business and what they're doing. Writing has also been a unique one as well, where I've actually seen a group of writers who on a weekly basis get together and essentially do a live writing session. We're brainstorming on topics and how to become better writers in general. They also happen to sell a course, but it's also just a super useful session for people that are trying to get together with like-minded folks and practice their writing. And then, of course, when the pandemic hit, so many different people came online. So now there's tons of different businesses just using it as another content marketing channel. Lots of religious type services to sort of create a space for their community to come together when they can't get together in person. So there's a ton of different ones now.
Oh, I love that so much. And just seeing all the different ways people are able to use a platform like this is so, it's so creative. I mean, you just named from like one spectrum to the other, all different kinds of content creators. For us here at Think, it really is about, we really think that YouTube is such a powerful platform. And for me as a content creator, being able to do a weekly show using live streaming and have interactivity, to be able to teach inside of our Facebook groups with it. I mean, I literally use this tool. I'm using it right now, actually. I use it every single day to some capacity when it comes to how I'm coaching and training. So I love that there's so many content creators now, especially with live streaming. And I think this is something, if you've not done it before, it can feel maybe disconnected from the opportunities of how people can utilize this for an income. You've just mentioned a lot of different types of content creators, but how are you seeing live streaming and how people are making money with this platform?
Absolutely. So for most people right now, it's definitely sort of a top of funnel type activity. I don't know. Maybe I should go into a bit more depth of what that means for people, but it's not, most people aren't directly monetizing the live stream. Tons are. Like there's definitely lots of creators out there that actually do, gather thousands and thousands of people watching them live and make money off of ads. But the more common case I see is where the live streaming shows are essentially the content marketing tool to get people to opt into an email list that they ultimately sell something to them later. Like it could be a course. And StreamYard is actually a funny example of live streaming was one of our biggest marketing channels early on. Like we weren't spending any money on ads or anything like that. Dan and I would just do a weekly show each week talking to our user base, partly just for product feedback and to iterate and listen to them about what they liked and what they didn't like. But it was also our main marketing channel. We'd go out on social media, people would share it, they'd sign up for StreamYard to learn more and ultimately start using the product. So it's sort of, for most people, the entry point to get introduced to your business, your product, whatever it is that you're ultimately using to monetize the stream. But some people aren't monetizing at all. For some people, it's just a passion type project. But that's generally what I'm saying as far as monetization.
So cool. So cool. Yeah. For us, we're, and how we're training our students in like our Video Ranking Academy is to be utilizing it as a live streaming platform to do a show. Just like you said, the ability to bring people on, the ability to do Q&As, the ability to teach through different things. On the YouTube side, you're able to fully monetize that if you are with the partnership program. It directly links into that. I think for me, the ability to connect with your audience and then bring them along that customer journey to eventually have them become a customer is such a valuable piece. And how cool is that? No like marketing dollars spent. You just use the platform, got your community together, and have really seen such a huge explosion in this company. Well, for me, there's really 5 main features that I love so much, Gage, that you created, that you guys have on this platform. Number 1 is the branding ability. Right now, if you're watching this on YouTube, you'll see the little think above Gage's head there. I love that there's so many ways that you can brand your different shows, your channel. You could do multiple things. Talk about why that was important to you in putting that in this platform.
Yeah, absolutely. No matter what you're doing, I think it's important to have consistency and create a memorable piece of content. Like that's essentially what branding is. So you want to be able to stand out from the thousands or millions of other pieces of content out there, right? So it's important to have a consistent brand. And it's also something that is usually a barrier for people where, how am I going to design this and make this look nice when you're using other types of tools? So we wanted to make it really easy to choose. Like most people at least have a logo, right? So you have your logo, you have a color, you can choose a theme. And then with, in just a few minutes, you have a stream that looks unique to you and represents your brand quickly. And if you do want to go deeper, we have more features there as well, where you could, if you do have design skills or moderate design skills with something like Canva, quickly put something together, or hire someone to create it for you. But branding is super important, just so people can expect consistency and know what you represent.
Yeah, and I like it because now that we've developed different shows here at Think, we're thinking about how do we brand those shows? How do we put cool borders? How do we, have the different pieces that we can? For us, we can upload videos and, do different things with the plan that we have. And I think it's just so important to know that even if it's just a small piece of branding, it really does help you stand out and make a difference in what your live stream looks like to be more professional. My second favorite feature is exactly what we're doing right now, Gage, which is interviews. It's such an easy platform. You just send someone a link, they pop on, and you're able to conduct interviews in lots of different styles. So right now, if you're watching, I'm clicking around and I'm moving me and Gage around, and we've got different ways that you can see us on screen, but you can have multiple people on, and we've done this before. Why was that a piece of this software that you wanted to have in it?
Yeah, for sure. So again, going back to the early days when we were thinking about the problem we were trying to solve, one of the hardest things I think about live streaming like directly from your phone is it's just you on screen having to be fully entertaining throughout the entire stream. And that was an advantage that sort of gaming had, where you could sort of defer the entertainment to the game you were playing. So we wanted to make sure that there was something for folks that needed an added layer of entertainment. And interviews are a great way to do that. It allows you to create dynamic shows without having it to be just you looking at a screen the entire time. And it's also a great way to grow your community. Like, unlike other types of products that are out there, there's such a big appetite for content that there's a huge opportunity to collaborate with others and introduce yourself to their community and them to your community, and both grow organically that way. And the interviews are a big part of doing that. In the future, we'd also like to add more features around it too. Like right now, we're using it for this podcast. We'd like to continue adding even more features to make it easy to not just live stream, but also just create video content and record content in general.
Yeah, and really that's what we're doing. So this, if you're watching this, we pre-recorded this part just in the back end of StreamYard, which for me, as a content creator that isn't as tech savvy, just being able to literally just press the button record is so easy, versus having to have everything set up technically and all these different, gadgets and all the things you need. This is so simple to be able to just record content. I've made content on my homeschool channel this way. I make pre-recorded content for different live events we have coming up because it's just so easy, direct into my camera right here on the platform. Another one actually is multi-streaming. The third feature that I love is multi-streaming. Talk about that a little bit. Just what is that, and how are you seeing people using that feature?
Yeah, absolutely. Multi-streaming, it's just means going live to different platforms simultaneously. I think the reason why it's important is there's some people that just want to stay on their chosen platform, right? Like some people just don't have Facebook. Some people just don't use YouTube. So it's nice to be able to reach people with your content on their preferred platform, wherever they'd like to consume it. So that was the main reason we wanted to add that, to be able to allow our users to reach their audience wherever they are. I do think that it's not absolutely necessary for every type of show. Like, I do think it's important to be focused. So for people just starting out, I think it is, I would probably focus on one platform. Think of where's the platform that my audience is most likely to be, and make sure you really nail that and optimize for that. And then maybe consider introducing more platforms in the future. That's how I think about it.
Yeah, I love that piece of advice, because that's what we tell people here, is really pick one platform first. And, for us, now that we've grown other social media platforms, it really helps us inside of our groups to be able to, stream on YouTube maybe, and inside of our group when we're doing a special event.
Rapping is a ticking time bomb. Now how come it ain't starting? Oh, what's that?
Street Fighter 6.
I needed some on hand,
Hit the streets.
Now wait a minute. Oh, okay.
Oh.
back. I press A. Wait a minute.
Oh dear, what can I do?
I'm gonna have to get out of this. Wait a minute. Now this one I use showering. Oh no. Wait. I don't understand why it ain't. This ain't working. So I'm not saying working. Oh. Stop. Mm-hmm.